My name is Eric Phipps. I'm with Junction Networks and OnSIP.com. Today is April 13th, and we're going to be unboxing the SIP VP T49 from Yealink. The T49 is a collaborative video phone that is meant to slide seamlessly into the high-end Yealink T4X series of phones. This high-end phone features a capacitive touchscreen, 1080p at 30 frames per second call quality, so it's got to have the ultra-high def at 30 frames a second, which is actually better than most film, which is only 24 frames a second. It features 3-way video conferencing and then 5-way mixed audio and video conferencing. I'm not too certain what the limits are. My guess is that you can have a set number of video and then you can just add audio on top of that, but there's no immediate information available on that. And the phone can also support 16 SIP accounts. We haven't looked at a Yealink video phone since the BP 2009 about 5 years ago, so hopefully they've come a long way since then. Well, let's see what's in the box. We're trying a different angle here because this box is actually quite large, as you can see. This right there is an iPad 2. No, I'm kidding. That's my it's an iPhone 6, so it's a much larger box than we've seen from other devices. Just from looking at this online, the form factor looks very similar to the Polycom VVX 1500. So see how that actually pans out in comparison. Everything is very nice and protected, as you would expect from the ultra elegant gigabit line. Manual here, so you can see what you get and how to connect everything. This is interesting. It looks like the camera is actually detached to start, and you actually have to plug that in yourself. Looks like it's got optional USB stuff for storage. Let's take a look at that. Information on how to configure your phone. This is actually really detailed for a startup guide, so it looks like you can do a heck of a lot more with this than you can with like some of the other phones that we've seen from Yealink. Here is the protected box itself. Man, look at this thing. This thing is huge. It's also really heavy. So here we go. This is the phone itself. Is that elegant? This is ultra elegant. That doesn't click. That is a very smooth sort of move there. See, it's got like the standard buttons that you get with the rest of the Yealink T40 line. As promised in the little quick start guide, there's the USB. Let's see here. The connections on the back. Looks like we've got HDMI, so that you can actually output that to like a screen or a projector or something along those lines. We've got a projector here, so maybe we can test that out later, see how that actually looks. Standard internet PC. Looks like this is only going to draw 12 volts of power, which is just amazing to me that Polycoms continue to require stuff like 48 volt, and you've got like this just monster of a Yealink phone just requiring 12. Alright, let's see what else is in the box. Here we have our standard handset. What else we got in here? Let's go ahead and pull all of this out at once. Move everything out of the way. Okay, so like always, it looks like it comes with the Cat5 cable that you'll need to connect us to the internet. This is not our first time doing one of these things, so we have brought our own cable. It looks like it has the camera itself, which should hopefully just plug directly onto the screen there. Remove before using, because otherwise they're going to have like the sort of a heads-up display that's not going to give them much of a heads up other than you haven't taken off the sticker. Let's see, how does this work? We could look at the manual, or we could just sort of stab around at it blindly. Alright, let's stab around at it blindly. There's a camera symbol there. I've got a camera here. Looks like it fits. Alright. Okay, so it looks like the camera is actually adjustable independent of the screen. So you've got quite a wide range of options as far as what you need if you're standing up like I am currently, or if you're sitting down. Okay. power supply. Let's go ahead and plug this in and see how long it takes to actually boot up. Okay, twist, 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 twist. There we go. Just throw that over there. Plug that in to our power supply. Wait for the camera to focus again. This is actually the bracket, the stand bracket. So let's go ahead and plug that up so that we're not trying to rest everything directly on the ground. This is slick. This is probably the slickest Yealink that we've seen yet. There's just like all kinds of like little interesting design choices. Look at that. Snaps in. Well, it doesn't snap really. It just sort of slides in. But the resistive nature of the material that they're using for both the body and for the stand means that it's not going to come out easily. Like, see, that's not shaking out. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what we get for power. And see what we get for internet. And see how long it takes to boot up. I don't know, is it a faux pas for me to appear in this thing? Because you don't want to see me, you just want to see the device. Alright, so it's initializing. Let's go ahead and put together this. You guys can take a look at that. And if you're smart enough to pay attention to more than one thing at a time. HD. Plugs in. Now this is doing a lot more than many of the other Yealinks that we've looked at, so I'm not surprised that it's taking a little bit longer for it to actually boot up and get going. Alright, now you can see it's like obtaining the IP address. Carries that this is something that's going to go away on its own once it receives the IP address. It is plugged into our network. Let's go ahead and hit OK. See what happens. I'm not expecting any service here, but it looks like this is where you would be able to have like the lines, and also the DSS key, so you can maintain, well not maintain, but you can monitor BLF, menu. Still don't have our IP address, but that's fine. We don't really need it. I'm not going to do anything with this phone that isn't super exciting. The camera up here, I don't know if you can see that, so let's go ahead and... There is a little slider there, so you can turn off the camera or turn it back on as needed. There is a light on the camera that will show you, that will give you a visual indicator that it's on. See, so that's been opened up, and we now have that green light there. Close it, and that light goes away. Yeah, still not receiving that IP address, but whatever. It's not a huge deal. Device certs, max certified. Scrolling isn't super smooth, but I mean, it's fine. Advanced, admin password, let's not worry about that. Features, hotline, paging list, call completion. Yeah, so this is the Yealink T49G, their video phone. It's pretty slick, isn't it? So basically what we're going to do from here is we're going to configure it to work with the OnSIP network, and then we're going to run it through a series of tests, you know, just to make sure that it looks good and that it interoperates well with OpenSIP standards. And then we'll have a review that'll be available if you go to www.onsip.com. Thanks for watching, and you have a very good day.